thing, and I told people this, but if you ever watch John Singleton's movie, Boys in the Hoods, see, that was a good area when I was in 58th place in Normandy in LA, but 58th place in Normandy was just like that area was at the time 20 years ago, 20 years ago when they did it in the Crenshaw area. And what those guys were about is exactly what was going on with us. Now see, I was the one that in that thing wound up going to college. And my old man would always talk to them like Lawrence Fishburne character did. And then we had the rest of the boys in my group, all of them wound up jacked up or dead like the character played by Ice Cube. You see what I'm saying? So it was just like that. They didn't belong in the gang, but everybody had to deal with the influence. So my solution was all these little crybabies with snot running out their nose crying about they want their mama from the 4th through the 6th grade Vikings got the Slaughers. You know, what I do with them is, you know those carom boards? You ever have them around here? They look like little checkerboards, but they've got baskets, and instead of pool balls, you got little rounded discs.
Oh, yeah,
and
I know what you're talking about.
Stick, and you do that. I'd take 4 or 5 of them and 2 or 3 heavy rubber bands, band them up. Every time one of them would try to threaten, mess with, I'd wait behind the ball box so I could come, bam! You know, all right, you want to mess with me? This is what you get. Tell all your homies, bam! You know, and Jack is break a few teeth, you know, bloody him up a little bit. And they got to saying, that dude's crazy, man. Don't mess with him. He's got books, but he's crazy.
Right.
You know?
So, you going from there, from the hood, gang hood in LA to this your new address you have. You going back in here. Yeah, why you really want to go back in here?
Because I want to stop that. You know what this whole thing is about? This isn't about justice. What it is there are no longer enough jobs to go around. So they're controlling the jobs like they are commodities. And the worker is the commodity. So you do 3 things to cut back a glutton commodity. 1, you cut back on production. 2, you subsidize the would-be producer. 3, you store the surplus. And 4, maybe have an alternative use. Number 3, we store the surplus down at that end, Shelby County Penal Farm, the correctional center, instead of in a grain silo. The subsidies, the welfare check, cutting back a production is when, yo man, I'm down with the gang, man, you know, or get knocked up too early, too often, and all that other stuff. And man, I ain't gonna be flipping no burgers at Mickey D's, man. I got the wrong attitude. Drug out, bang out, drop out, and you put your dumb self in here. You take yourself out the labor market so they don't have to worry about another Timothy McVeigh getting pissed off and blowing up a courthouse. And then down there they make money. Now, this city, this county is broke, right?
Right.
They give a concession for $1 up front, county commission does, and you give them 6% of your net. 1995, the net for just selling toilet paper for these folk to wipe their butts here in other end of 201, just for here, the net was $1.25 million. For cooking oil, it was $3.6 million. For the whole county, the net profit for toilet paper was almost $10 million. Wait a minute, the phone system, you have a collect call from, you know, the Shelby County Correctional Center, do you accept? 95 for the first 4 months, it was $1.25 to receive it, 80 cents a minute thereafter. For the next 8 months, it went up to $1.25 a minute. You know what the net profit was? $94 million. And the guy didn't even operate the system. He had 2 part-time secretaries that went down and collected the checks collected from South Central Bell when they billed their customers for the collect calls. Then it became AT&T, and Verizon, and now they got a company down here in Texas, Dallas, that they do it, pays 6% up here, and they clear $120 million a year that could go into Shelby County's operating budget if we just sat there and collected the checks.
And that's the paradigm for affluenza that you like to change.
Exactly. Right here, you go over that A.W. Willis Bridge. Before Doc got in,
keep it right here.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's part of this. they wound up prosecuting Harold Ford, talking about his ego said they're going to name the bridge after him if he went to do graft. The bridge was named after A.W. Willis, and those arrogant fools didn't even realize it wasn't even named after him. But back on that doggone thing, see, it's like when I say you got to be able to walk in the community.
Yes, sir.
You need to know what the hell's going on. So you're prosecuting a man for supposedly having a bribe, but we're going to name a bridge after you and named it after you. And when they get up there, they got the fumbling around, and then, it's not named the Harold Ford Senior Bridge. It's the A.W. Willis Bridge. Another black attorney.
Voodoo bridge naming.
Yeah, so see the connection about the corruption, country club justice, this ought to have been prosecuted. Before Doc got in, when you went over the A.W. Willis Bridge, there was a right angle turn and a stop sign. Well, somebody bought that corner from the city for $14,000. They sold it back for like $4.5 million within 3 months. And now they put that right angle yield turn in there that they've now expanded to that drive around. So in other words, that was money under the table. You get the chance of having somebody buy it for cheap, sell it back to the city, and everybody splits the proceeds.
Yeah, I know that little circle down there.
No, it wasn't a circle then. Yeah, at the end. Now,
going toward more out of the back entrance.
But before, it was a right angle turn, then it was a yield line. Then they made that circle go around.